Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your astrological forecast for June 2017. Now, this works if you have your sun, moon, or ascendant in the sign of Scorpio. Now, what I'm going to be talking about in this video is the different astrological aspects that are going to be happening this month. How do they affect you, Scorpio? And I'll be giving you some tips and also pulling out a card from the Angels Oracle deck to try to see what guidance we can give you to try to channel these energies in the correct way. Okay, I'm also want to let you know that I'm having an awesome sale this month that you should definitely check out, and you can find more information right in the link down here below. All right, Scorpio, so let's get to it. All right, Scorpio. So we're going to start with Mars. And Mars is going to be moving into the sign of Cancer on June 4th. Now, Cancer rules your sector of expansion of mind, travels, higher learning, your gurus, your teachers, your religion ideals, anything that makes you feel like you have hope and faith. This is where this house has all this energy. So when Mars comes here, you're having extra optimism in your life. You're feeling extra positive and you're having an immense faith and hope in yourself. And this is fantastic, Scorpio, because you are a person that loves to go into the unknown. You love to go into the things that are unknown. But now that you have Mars here, it just gives you so much more of a well-rounded energy because you're going into the unknown, having so much faith and having so much internal hope for yourself and the world and everything. It's almost like you trust in life. You trust in this earth womb that we live in. You trust in it that it's going to provide for you anything that you need and everything that you need. So you are having extra idealism at this time. There could be a little bit of preachiness that you can be doing this month because you just feel like you feel like you know the truth. You feel like this is the truth. This is my truth. And I'm going to stick to it. And I feel powerful when I express my truth to others, when I express my truth to the people around me. So there's nothing wrong with that. You are passionate. You are passionate about your ideals at this time. So definitely go for it. Definitely explore that part of yourself. Now, there could also be travelings for you, Scorpio, okay? There could be a lot of travels. You could be trying to plan out some sort of travel, plan out some sort of situation to go out of the country. This is a great time to apply for that visa, apply for that residence, apply for anything that you need because Mars gives you that extra oomph and that extra courage and determination to not procrastinate these things. So if you have to get a lot of paper done to do these things, this is the perfect time to do it. Now, it's also a great time to be inspired. Okay, I definitely suggest for you to wake up every day and go to YouTube and listen to some inspirational affirmations or some inspirational speeches that can get your mind right because Mars is driven towards having more optimism in his life and more faith at this time. So it's really going to fuel you with a lot of energy. It's really going to fuel you with a lot of determination. And this is definitely going to propel you forward. You definitely need to build this momentum because next month there's going to be some major energy in your career. So before this major energy in your career, life needs to know that you are set in your ideals, very passionate in your ideals, and that you have a passion for the faith that you have for the world and the universe. So build that, read some, inspirational books, read some books that expand your mind, maybe go and talk to some gurus, go and talk to some wise people that can teach you more, expand your perspective. And also, get yourself ready for some travels, get yourself ready, if you need to get any of those things done, this is the right time to do it. Now, on the 6th of June, we have Venus going into Taurus. And Taurus is your sector of relationships. Okay, so this is really good because this is usually Venus's houses of relationships. She's the goddess of love. So here, I do see you, for anybody who's coupled, this is a time where you're feeling very close to your loved one. Like you want to harmonize your relationships. You want to bring clarity and peace. You're not fighting. You're not like, listen, babe, if you want, it's okay. I'm all up for it. I'll bend my way for you. So you are looking for diplomacy, you're looking for care and love, and you're looking to compromise. You know, you are like, yo, I'll take the commitment. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm not upset about it. I'm actually embracing it and having a lot of goodness coming from me when it comes to my relationships, the people that you're committed to. And this is also your business relationships. So it's a great time to also show your appreciation to your business partner, really show how much, you know, how much they mean to you. I mean, they're building something with you. There's nothing wrong with showing that appreciation, and really enjoy them. You know, really enjoy your partner at this time. There's so much good energy. Now, for the single Scorpios, this is a time where you can find love, okay? Or at least find out what is it that you're truly looking for in relationships, okay? To harmonize your relationships from the past and to try to harmonize your relationships currently with anybody and anything, okay? But there is love in the air. This is a month of love for you. When Venus is in here, it's very powerful. So if you are looking to meet somebody, this is a good time to go out and, you know, make yourself available. Now, since Jupiter is sitting in your house of letting go, I will let you know that, you know, just you are not in a state right now to try to begin something for the long term. So get to know the person, find out more about them. Really, because look, there's 3 different types of needs that humans need, okay? There's physical needs, emotional needs, and psychological needs. And the only one that's backed up by nature is the physical needs. That's why when you smell the pheromones of somebody and you're like, oh, and then you get hijacked by your hormones and you're like, okay, let's do it. So sure, there is a sense of pleasure, but we're so much more complex. We need emotional needs. We need psychological needs. So that's why it's so important to get to know the person. That's why it's so important to hold yourself back and know the person. Feed yourself more with it, you know? Because yes, they look hot, they look pretty, you know, there's sensuality going on, but what goes after that? Because if you do sleep with them, then that's it. The need is done. You never built a need for emotion. You never built a need for your psychology, for a mental connection. So then once you do it, and that's it. It's over. It's done. And you are such a person that needs so much depthness and such an intimate connection that you can't just, you know, you can't just be detached, okay? That's not your cup of tea. Your cup of tea is that I want to fuse my soul with somebody. I'm not afraid to go in the depthness of this person, and I'm not afraid for them to go in the depthness of me. Because when I'm vulnerable and I open myself, there's more of a union that makes me feel like, oh, okay, this person truly gets me. And that's why you're so secretive. Because, you know, not everybody can handle your truth. But once you open up, it is a very powerful energy that you build within yourself. So this is a time to get to know people. This is a time to get to know your spouse more. This is a time to maybe find out, you know, yes, go date and meet some people. But let that emotional needs be built. Let that mental needs be built. And I promise you that when you finally go to bed with this person, it's going to be the most incredible time of your life. Because you're going to have the trifecta union, okay? All right, I digress. Anyways, on the 6th, we also have Mercury going into Gemini. And Gemini is your sector of intimacy. You see, no, I wasn't digressing. I was going towards the same thing, especially because the sun is also in this house. Okay, it's Gemini's month. So the sun is in here until the 20th. And now Mercury is going to be coupling with it on the 6th of June. So once it's on the 6th of June, there's going to be a lot of intimacy, a lot of connection with your intimacy. And you are talking about your intimacy. You are opening up, you know. So this is a time for relationships. This is a strong time for relationships for you, Scorpio. So not only are you harmonizing your relationships with the ones that you love and your partners and your business partners, but you're also going deep with it, you know. You're not like afraid to like, okay, this superficial. No. You're going, I want to talk about my stuff. I want to let you know who I truly am. I want to let you know that there is this other side of me that not everybody gets to see, but I'm showing it to you. So there is, you know, an energy of that. Also, it's a time for transformation, okay? It's a time for transformation, and this is going to be good for you because like I told you, you are having Jupiter in your 12th house of letting go. And this is a tough time, you know. It's not a time for beginnings. It's a time to close situations, be done with things that no longer you need, get rid of addictions, get rid of situations, get rid of people that are just not, that you outgrown. So it takes a lot of transformational energy, because there could be some sort of like this dilemma between death and you know, the end of something, the end of my relationship, the end of, you know, this addiction, the end of me thinking this way. But you thrive on transformation. This is what you are. And that's why you have to be so deeply spiritual, because once you know deeply spiritual that things don't really end, things don't really die, they transform. They transform into something else. And so do you. So this is a time where I do see you being very intimate with yourself. I definitely suggest meditation for you. Meditation to try to dig inside yourself and find out, okay, how am I going to be rising from the ashes? How am I going to do this phoenix move right now? How am I going to transform in this situation? And you are having a lot of analytical power here. Also, it's going to help you with other people's monies, which means that this is also a month to ask. Ask for things from other people. They are willing to give them to you. They're willing to help you out. They're willing to extend their assets and their money to you. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to open up and say what you're feeling inside. And you know, don't be afraid for this transformation. Use the time of meditation to transform, okay? All right. Now, on the 9th of June, we have Jupiter going direct. So you just went through an internal transformation that just happened, you know, a very deep internal transformation. When Jupiter was retrograding, it's an internal transformation that happens within us. We get a lot of recognitions and a lot of things that are happening inside of our bodies. And that's when we you know, there's a big maturity that's happening, you know, and you are going through a time where you have to self-undo yourself from things that you have attached yourself to. So it's a pretty tough time. People don't like this placement, okay? People don't like endings because we are taught to not like them. But it is necessary. They are necessary. They're cycles of life, and you totally understand this. So now that it's moving direct, you're going to start seeing that it's going to be easier for you to just make peace with past, make peace with what happened, make peace with the traumas that have been following you around. And that's why meditation is so good for you at this time. Don't even worry about trying to push your life forward. Just clean up the mess that has been happening before you, okay? Get rid of the things that are not empowering you in your life. And this is the time where you're going to easily start letting them go. When you're going to start feeling like, okay, yeah. And remember, the way to transform yourself is by controlling your thoughts, controlling your words, and controlling your actions. And this is where you can start actually, you know, harnessing your mind, so your mind is not just controlling you, but you are controlling it and telling it, no, you're going to believe this, and you're going to say this, and we're going to act this way, consciously, okay? Now, on the 16th of June, we have Neptune going retrograde. Now, Neptune, this is going to be so good for you because Neptune is the planet of illusions. Neptune is the planet of escapism. Neptune is the planet that, you know, it's that planet that shows you that we're all interconnected, that there's really no separation between me and the person, that's not really there. So it's almost like the drop that goes into the endless ocean, you know? So it connects you to source. It connects you to something bigger than yourself. But it's also a tricky planet because there's a lot of illusions around it. So you don't know what's what, you know? Even just the fact that we believe that we're separate, that's an illusion. We're not. We're together. We're all connected. So it's a big sense of illusion and also escapism of reality. And that's why the drugs and the alcohol and all these things come in. Neptune rules these things of escapism of the reality, escaping from reality, going into a day la la land. So you're dreaming and you're like, ah, and that's what Neptune is. However, now that it's moving retrograde, this is going to be the time where we're going to be able to lift the veil of illusion, and this is going to be so good because we finally get a big clarity on like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking that things are like this way, but they're not. They're different. So this is gonna be fantastic, especially because yours is in your house of pleasures, in your house of romances, and in your house of children, and in your house of creativity. Okay, you're highly, highly creative, but you're also highly, highly romantic, to the point that you might be falling in love with things that are not good for you, or that they're elusive. Okay, so now that it's going to be moving backwards, you're going to be able to really see the clarity of like, oh my gosh, I've been falling for these types of girls, I've been falling for these types of guys that are not serving me. I, you know, and it's also the house of that makes your heart beat fast. So anything that's pleasurable, anything that makes you feel pleasure. How do we seek our pleasure? Okay, are you seeking your pleasure through intense emotions? You know, like, is it healthy for you? Like drugs, like porn, like all these things. Are they truly, truly healthy for you? Yes, they make your heart beat fast. Yes, it makes it feel pleasurable, but you need to have some sort of stability in this. What is healthy pleasure? You know? So think about your inner child. That's the best way to think about it. Your inner child. This is also the house of children. So think about your inner child and what would your inner child would love to do. When you were little, you had a lot of fun. You had a lot of things that will make your heartbeat go fast, and they weren't intense, and they weren't like nasty, and they were very innocent and very simple, and yet you found so much happiness in this. So meditate on your inner child. Also, with Scorpios who are parents, be with your children at this time. You're going to truly see what is the relationship that you have with them, and if it's a healthy one, if they're really connecting with you, if you really know what your children are all about. Are you really, really understanding what they want, what they need? So great time to have all that awakening for yourself. So that's a good thing. When Neptune goes retrograde, it's a good thing. Now, on the 24th, by the 22nd, the sun's going to be moving into Cancer, and then Mercury is going to join him on the 24th. And Cancer, again, is your house of travels, higher expansion, faith, optimism, gurus. So I definitely suggest that by the end of the month, you really have like, you start listening to affirmations, you start listening to good inspirational speeches, listen to some gurus and teachers that make you feel very expansive and it make you feel, centered. Also, it's a time for travels. There could be some traveling that could be happening at the end of the month, or it could be a time where you're preparing yourself for travels, because Mercury is going to be here helping you analyze the situation and also changing your perceptions. And also, it could be a time where perfect timing at the end of the month to apply to any visas, residencies, anything that has to do a lot of paperwork from foreign affairs. This is a great time to do that. Also for Scorpios who are in college or studying, especially college, higher learning, you're doing really good at this time. By the end of the month, you are owning it and you're super smart, you're super on top of things. So enjoy that as well. Now let's see. What message do we have for Scorpio? Scorpio June 2017. Scorpio June 2017. Notice the signs, okay? Especially since you are in this house of mysticism at the beginning of the month, really deep, deep mysticism. Notice the signs. Notice the serendipity of things. Nothing is a coincidence. Nothing. Now it says, yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you're loved and never alone. Okay? So I'm going to be giving you more more things that this card means. It means your departed loved ones in heaven are saying hello and they love you. So do connect with your ancestors, especially at the beginning of the month, since you are in this house of intimacy. It's also the house of death. So connect with your ancestors. Have a little picture of somebody that has passed away recently and pay some homage to them. Light a candle for them. Tell them, help me through this, help me through that. Your ancestors are surrounding you at this time. And remember, you are the energy of your ancestors from the past. So paying homage to them is almost loving yourself as well. Notice and believe in the repetitive signs you receive as validation that you're on the right path, okay? You are so observant, Scorpio. You can so notice these things, and you have an keen intuition of things. So definitely a great time to realize, like, okay, outside of myself, I'm noticing the signs that everything is going well and everything is going according to plan. Also, have faith. And at the beginning of the month, I do see you, digging into the depths of yourself, which could be a little dark. But by the end of the month, you are going to be harnessing some immense faith. And like I told you, Mars is in that house of faith and hope. So constantly practice that. Constantly practice the optimism and the faith and believing in yourself. Do it, even if you have to say it out loud. And say it out loud with a smile so you can, put an energy, a good energy behind it. Follow the signs that we are guiding you to your heart's desire. So, very, very observant this month. Open your eyes to the signs. Pay homage to those who have passed away. Create balanced relationships within yourself and others. Open up in this intimacy. Enjoy this moment of fusion with somebody else or with at least your own self. And be happy that you're going to be able to see very clearly of the things that give you pleasure at this time and your romances. So that's going to give you a lot of energy to move forward. All right, Scorpio? Scorpio, thank you so much for letting me do your reading today here for June 2017. I love you so, so very much. Thank you for having your heart open for this astro message to come to you. And thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos and all your lovely, lovely, lovely comments. Now, I am having a sale at this time, so if you are interested, there is more information at the link here below. All right, Scorpio? I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.